to show you how I lay out my quilt design blocks on either the design floor or a design wall or guest bed or whatever space you can find. I'm out here in my sunroom, which is where I do my videoing. And I've laid out half of the quilt, and I just wanted to show you how I pack up or arrange the blocks so that I can take them in order, in rows, to my sewing machine without getting them out of place. Because whilst it is a subtle sort of layout in terms of where the green centers of the flowers are, I don't want to get them out of place. I certainly don't want to get my leaf units, my vine units out of place. So this is how I do it. Hi. Okay, so this is how I do it. I get on the floor, or if I'm doing it on the guest bedroom bed, I'm at least standing up. But what I do is place the blocks in order of how I'm going to sew them. So I'm actually starting at the right-hand side. So this is the top of the quilt and going down. And I move the block this way because this is going to be a seam, these two blocks. I then move to this next block, fold that over, because again, that is going to be a seam. And I would continue on with pairs of blocks. Obviously, there's only 5 blocks on this row, so I don't need to. So then I move this outer one on the right to just half over this next block, and I move that one to half over that next block, and that's the first row. And I will then go and grab a pin, hopefully a numbered pin if I've got them or I can find them, but at least a pin to show that this is the first row. And I repeat the process. Once I start getting multiple rows, I will actually then put my rows half on top of each other. So that's row 1, this is row 2. So when I take this to my sewing machine, I can then literally take this one off, sew that seam, so that goes through the sewing machine, sew this seam, so that one goes through the sewing machine. I can then clip them, and I know that this one is the first one in the row. So it just makes things so much easier. And I do a row at a time, especially if there's odd blocks like this, so that I can do a row at a time, sew them all together, and I don't forget how they go. And similarly, this last row. Now, I've gotten into such a habit of doing this, I rarely get mucked up these days in terms of, what row was I up to? What block am I up to? Should this one be left and this one to be the right? And I've just found that this is really helpful and really useful. So hopefully this helps you too. A very sunny day today. Sorry about the dappled light. But I just wanted to show you the little numbered pins. So I had a set of these from a while ago and I've lost a couple. So if I haven't got the number, I will either put in the number of pins for whatever the row is, or I'll go and write the number and just pin it on with a wonder clip, and then I have another number on my pin. So these numbered pins can be kind of handy. You can make these yourself, obviously, with a little bit of sticky tape and permanent marker or something, but it just helps when I've got all my rows folded up and ready to go to the sewing machine that I don't accidentally, in between sewing machine and ironing board, stuff up which row is which. And now I am all ready to start sewing Edelweiss quilt top together. Another option to label your rows is to use a little sticky number on your wonder clips. So I was just looking a moment ago for something else and found these little stickers that I got somewhere, there's a freebie somewhere. And so I've just grabbed the number 3 and 4 because they were the 2 rows that numbered pins that I was missing. And I now have a cute little number 3 that I can just pin onto my row. And I also did a number 4 for myself. So that is another option.